instead of Jai Radha Madhav, just because of the time constraint, we will be singing a beautiful bhajan glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu known as Sachi Sutta Ashtakam. Sachi, Mother Sachi, Sutta means his son, her son, and Ashtakam means 8 verses glorifying. And this was composed by a wonderful devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was an amazing scholar, a Mayavad originally, but by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became a wonderful great Vaishnava, and he has composed wonderful bhajans glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also his associates. So, Navagauravaram Navapushpasaram Navabhavadharam Navalasyaparam Navahasyakaram Navahemavaram Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram. Nava prema jutam nava nita sucham nava vesha krutam nava prema rasam. Navadhavilasata shubha premayam pranamami sachi sutta gauravaram. Hari Bhakti Param Hari Naam Dharam Karajapya Karam Hari Naam Param. Nayane satatam pranayashrudharam pranamami sachi sutta gauravaram. Satatam janata bhava tapharam paramartha parayana lokagatim. Navaleha karam jagatapharam pranamami sachi sutta gauravaram. Nija bhakti karam priya charutaram natanartana nagar rajakulam. Kula kamini manasa लास्यकरं प्रणमामि सच्चिदानन्दगौरवरम् करतालवलं कलकण्ठरवं मृदुवाद्यसुवीणाकया मधुरम् निज भक्ति गुणावृतनाट्यकरं प्रणमामि सच्चिदानन्द गौरवरम् युगधर्मजुतं पुनर्नन्दसुतं धरणी सुचित्रं भवभावोचितम् तनधूयानचित्तं निजवासजुतं प्रणमामि सच्चिदानन्दगौरवरम् अरुणं नयनं चरणं वसनं वदने स्खलितं स्वकनामधरम् कुरुते सुरसं जगत जीवनं प्रणमामि सच्चिदानन्दगौरवरम् प्रणमामि सच्चिदानन्दगौरवरम् प्रणमामि सच्चिदानन्दगौरवरम् प्रणमामि सच्चिदानन्दगौरवरम् प्रणमामि सच्चिदानन्दगौरवरम् हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जयो राधा वृंदावन चंद्र श्री राधे। Jayo Gopal Nath Ji, Jayo Srinath Ji, Jayo Gopal Nath Ji, Jayo Srinath Ji. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaur Hari. Jaya Gaur Hari, Jaya Gaur Hari. Jaya Satchitananda Gaur Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnuvad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Sutta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya Acharya Guru Varg ki Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Abhirbhav Tithi ki Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. So I will quickly read the translation. It's a wonderful composition, something we can all absorb that glorifies Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His complexion is the hue of fresh cream tinged with kumkum. He is the ever fresh Cupid who shoots arrows of newly blossoming flowers. He bears newer and newer moods of emotional ecstasies. He is fond of performing novel dances. He makes ever new jokes that cause much laughter. His brilliant luster is like freshly cast gold. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is endowed with ever fresh love of Godhead. His radiant luster is like the color of fresh butter. His fresh attire is arranged in ever new fashions. He relishes even new mellows of love for Krishna. He shines in the ninefold new ways which, while executing the ninefold processes of devotion, he is permeated with a most auspicious, loving nature. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is absorbed in the devotion to Sri Hari. He maintains the chanting of the names of Hari. While chanting, he counts the holy names on the fingers of his hands. He is addicted to the name of Hari. He always has tears of love welling in his eyes. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is always removing the suffering of material existence from mankind. He is the goal of life for persons who are dedicated to their supreme interest. He inspires men to become like honeybees, eager for the honey of Krishna Prem. He removes the burning fever of the material world. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He motivates pure devotion unto himself. He is most attractive to his beloved servitors. By his dramatic dancing, he exhibits the characteristics of the king of paramours. He causes the minds of beautiful young village women to dance. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He plays kartals as his throat emits sweet, melodious sounds. and the vibrant notes of the veena are softly played. He thus inspires the devotees to perform dramatic dancing that is infused with aspects of his own devotional service. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is accompanied by the Sankirtan movement, which is the religious practice of the age of Kali. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj, come again. He is the extraordinarily brilliant ornament of the earth. His preaching mood is suitably adapted to the cycle of birth and death. His consciousness is fixed in meditation of his own form of Krishna. He is always accompanied by his transcendental abode. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. His eyes, the the soles of his feet and his clothing are reddish like the color that heralds the rising sun. And he utters his own names. As he utters his own names, his voice falters. He awakens a sweet flavor to life throughout the universe. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki. So, by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, by the mercy of all the Vaishnavas, we are gathered here today celebrating the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. May whatever words emanate from my mouth be pleasing to all the assembled Vaishnavas and to our Gaudiya Acharyas. Practically speaking, I am fallen and I have no knowledge or bhakti. But the only qualification that I am hoping for is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his pure associates. As Narottam Das Thakur says, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More, Tuma Bina Ke Dayalu Jagata Samsare. O Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please have mercy on me. There's nobody as merciful as you in this world. Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar, Mo Sama Patita Prabhu Na Pai Bear. Your only reason of coming and down, descending, is to save the fallen souls. And there is nobody as fallen as I. So in that mood, I can only pray that to speak on such a sublime subject matter, it would require blessings from all quarters. And that's what I'm seeking from each one of you. Srila Prabhupada disciples who are present, senior Vaishnavas, and all the assembled persons here, and all the devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an unlimited ocean where we cannot actually find a bottom. It's bottomless ocean. Everything about him, his compassion, his mercy, and the gift that he gives us is incomparable in any quarters of any theistic philosophies or theistic realms. Most of us have heard many different pastimes of Mahaprabhu, right from his childhood, how he mesmerized the residents of Navadvip, just like how Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, mesmerized the Vrajvasis, mesmerized Gokul. Idriksa Leela Bher Ananda Kunde, Swagosha Nimanjantam Akhyapayantam, Tadi Eshid Agneshur Bhaktir Jitatvam, Puna Prem Tashatavruti Vande. In Damodar Ashtakam, verse number 3. In this such a fashion, the Krishna drowned the residents of Gokul in a pool of ecstasy. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his childhood pastimes, drowned the residents of Navadvip in a pool of ecstasy. He appeared, I think, in 1874. Is that right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. So that would make how many years? 26 from that, and another 500, another 25. So almost 550 years ago he appeared. And Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, this divine Srila Prabhupada says that this is the golden Kali. Mahaprabhu doesn't appear in every Kali. And so does the son of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna himself. He doesn't appear in every Dwapar Yuga. But the rest of the avatars or the personalities of Godhead, they appear like clockwork as per the different millenniums. Like we find that Matsya Avatar, Kurma Avatar, Narsingadev, they all appear as an example in Satya Yuga. In Treta Yuga, Lord Ramachandra appears. And in Dwapar, every 1 day of Lord Brahma. So one celestial day is equivalent to approximately, if you multiply that, is 432,000 years of Kali Yuga plus 864 of Dwapar plus approximately 1.2 million of Treta, and approximately 1.6, 1.7 million years of Satya Yuga. So all that combined, it's a big number, and then you multiply that by 1,000. So that's when Mahaprabhu appears. So we are so fortunate that he just appeared in this Kali Yuga about 550 years ago. So he's got some amazing pastimes that has been described in Adi Leela, and then obviously in Madhya Leela also, the later pastimes of Mahaprabhu, the ecstatic manifestations of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stay at the house of Advaita Acharya in Shantipur. Uh, he also describes the wonderful, his Param Gurudev, Madhendra Puri's pastimes and devotional service, the activities of Mahaprabhu, and the pastimes of Sakshi Gopal, the liberation of Sarva Bhattacharya, who composed this bhajan, how he liberated him, and then how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to go on his Padyatra, walking tour of South India. And later on, down there, his conversation between Rai Ramanand and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has been wonderfully described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also travels to so many different holy places. Then he returns to Jagannath Puri. And then he performs his wonderful pastimes of cleaning the Gundicha temple, the ecstatic dancing, and in the Rath Yatra, performance of his Vrindavan pastimes. And then the Lord accepts prasadam at the house of Sarva Bhattacharya. So much mercy he actually displayed. And then his attempt to go to Vrindavan that was foiled by Advaita Acharya and Nityanand Prabhu. The Lord travels to Vrindavan eventually, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visits Vrindavan. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who discovered Radhakund and Shyamkund, but he kept it incognito. He wanted his pure devotees, his favorite devotees, the six Goswamis, to get the credit of the discovery of the different places in Vrindavan. Just like Van Bhatta Prabhu sang that song of Narottam Das Thakur, E Choy Gosai Jar, Vraja Koilavas, Radha Krishna Nitya Leela, Korila Prakash. So when the six Goswamis resided in Braj, they remanifest the pastimes of Krishna. And Radhakund and Shyamkund were actually identified by Mahaprabhu. They were just basically rice fields, paddy fields at that time. So like this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu uh, instructs, especially Rup and Sanatan Goswamis, uh, very wonderful instructions. Anybody who reads those instructions that were imparted to Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami will indeed get pure devotional service and Krishna Prem of the highest order. which is known as Manjari Seva. Then the life's ultimate goal, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that the 61 different explanations of the Atmaram verse and how the residents of Varanasi they became Vaishnavas. Then further, we find in the Antya Leela, there are so many different subject matters. The last 12 years of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he again meets Rupa Goswami, and then the chastisement of Junior Haridas. Mahaprabhu was a very strict sannyasi, and he displayed the highest character, although he didn't have to. But he mentions some things that Krishna Kaviraj, Bhalona Peribe, Bhalona Khaibe, a sannyasi should not eat good foodstuffs, should not wear uh, some wonderful clothes, etc. But of course, uh, there is a there is for the preaching purposes, Sri Prabhupada wore and accepted the service of his disciples, where his clothes, whatever he wore, was immaculate in all respects. And also, he gave opulent prasadam to everyone. So, for preaching purposes, some of these rules and regulations, they are beyond that. But in generally speaking, the life of a brahmachari and a life of a sannyasi is perfect as by his own example that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed. When there's other pastimes of how he glorified Haridas Thakur, how he met Sanatana Goswami again in Jagannath Puri, and then Pradyumna Mishra, he received different instructions from Ramanand Rai. The meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghunath Das Goswami, that's also an amazing, amazing pastime. Raghunath Das Goswami was actually given uh, hand to hand to Sarup Damodar Goswami by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Raghunath Das Goswami was known as Sarupera, Sarupera Raghunath, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally handed him, you will take care of him and you will give him and teach him the other sublime, higher subject matters of pure devotional service in the Vraj mood. So he was known as, when Mahaprabhu gave him Sarupera Raghunath, Raghunath who belongs to Sarup Damodar Goswami. Like this, the meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vallabh Bhatt, Ramachandra Puri criticizes the Lord. And like that, there are so many wonderful pastimes. Deliverance of Gopinath Acharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts prasadam from his devotees. The passing away of Haridas Thakur, that's also an amazing pastime, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally gave him the name Namacharya. Acharya means one who preaches by his example. Acharan iti Acharya. And he was so much attached to the holy name, chanting 300,000 names every day. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him that title of Nam Acharya. And when he passed away, Mahaprabhu personally took his transcendental body and danced in the streets of Jagannath Puri and carried him. And he personally personally made his samadhi. So the moral of the story, especially when it concerns Haridas Thakur, is that he was not a Vedic scholar. He was not even born in Sanatan Dharma. He was born as a Muslim, as a Mohammedan, as Prabhupada mentions. But it is through qualification. When one receives mercy of a Vaishnava or directly the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is him, like we say this verse, Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangu Langai Tegirim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Paramanandam Mahadavam. Even a lame can cross a mountain. Even a dumb person who cannot speak starts speaking when the mercy of the Supreme Lord is available to that person. So the mercy of the Supreme Lord and the mercy of the pure Vaishnavas is non-different. Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastre Uktas Tatha Bhavyata Eva Sadhi Kinto Prabho Yapriyavatasya Vande Guruho Sri Charanarvindam. Non-different. And that is the reason why we find in All our, at least we can find in our first five acharyas that are displayed on our altar, the name of Gaura appears. Gauravani Pracharine in Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra. So non-different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's words or Vani. The words of Krishna, the words of the paraphernalia, the name, the pastimes, the dham are non-different from Krishna or Mahaprabhu. Gauravani. In the Pranam Mantra of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvantaharine. Namaste, I offer my obeisances to the personification of that personality known as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is none other than the personified Vani of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I offer my obeisances to that personality. Then in Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj, just in his name itself, Nama Gaur Kishoraya, I offer my obeisances to that personality who is Gaur Kishore. In Bhaktivinoda Thakur's, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Pranam Mantra, we find Gaura Varayate, the last two words, Nama Bhakti Vinodaya Satchitananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Gaura Shakti. So Bhaktivinoda Thakurji is personified Gaura Shakti. So this is so important that we kind of recognize our acharyas in how dear they are to Mahaprabhu and what they give us. Also further we find in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tastes the nectar from the lips of Lord Krishna. So basically what this means is, it's when you taste the nectar from the lips of Lord Krishna means his pastimes in the Gambira, where he is constantly absorbed in the bhav of Srimati Radharani. And the bodily transformations of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Amazing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was about 6 feet and 6 inches tall. And when he went into ecstasy, sometimes his body would elongate 3 times. So you can say almost about 19 or 20 feet. That's how long he would. And sometimes he would become like a ball, where he would actually retract all his bodily limbs and everything. And when he went into ecstasy. So these are different symptoms of ecstasy that are displayed in Mahabhav. This Mahabhav is none other than the bhav of Srimati Radharani that is displayed in Raj, which is the highest, and nobody else is privy to that. Of course, the gopis also are, they do get Mahabhav, but not unlike Srimati Radharani, who has a couple more components of Mahabharata, of Madanakya and Mohanakya, which is exclusive her domain when she is crazy after Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also displays his pastimes of running into the ocean, and then how he was rescued, and the inconceivable behavior of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When somebody is crazy or gone mad in Krishna Prem, then everything about them is erratic. And then the last but not the least, Chaitanya Sistastakam, that is the last chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. His Holiness Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, senior godbrother of Srila Prabhupada, describes the Chaitanya Sistastakam as the golden he describes first as Mahaprabhu as the golden volcano of divine love. He is a volcano. What does the volcano do? It erupts. And when it erupts, what happens? Lava erupts. And what kind of lava? That lava has been described as Chaitanya Sistastakam, which is the pinnacle or the ecstasy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Gambira. So there's so many wonderful, pastimes and topics that it is impossible to describe. Even Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami and even Vrindavan Das Thakur, they are mentioned in their respective scriptures, Chaitanya Bhagavat and also Chaitanya Charitamrita, and even Murari Gupta, who had written a diary on the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from wherein all these different extractions were taken about his pastimes by Krishnadath Kaviraj Goswami when he compiled the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So today I would like to touch upon maybe 2 or 3 verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat as well. The appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has external reasons and his internal reasons. And the Mangalacharan of Chaitanya Bhagavat, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur mentions, Ajanu lambita bhujau kanakaya udhato sankirtanai pitaravo kamalaya taksho vishwambharo dvijavaro yugadharma palo vande jagat priya karo karuna avtaro. The hands are elongated all the way up to their knees. Ajanu lambita bhujau. Kanakaya udhato, and the complexion is golden. Sankirtanai Pitarava. These two, Gaur Nitai, they are the fathers of the Sankirtan movement. Sankirtanai Pitarava Kamalaya Taksha, and they have got beautiful, they are lotus petal like eyes. Sankirtanai Pitarava Kamalaya Taksha, Vishwambharo Dvijavaro, and they are the protectors and the providers of the entire creation. Vishwambhar. And Dvijavar means they are both are the topmost Brahmins, Dvijavara, Yuga Dharma Palo. And what are they doing? Externally speaking, they are freely giving everybody the holy names and propagating the holy names, because in Kali Yuga, that is the holy, propagating the holy names is the Yuga Dharma. Harer Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalo Eva Nasti, Gatir Anyatha. The holy names, and the holy names, the names, 3 times it has been stressed in the Purans. Eva Kevalam, certainly, only. Kalo, in this age of Kali Yuga, na eva asti, now there is no other way, no other way. Gatir Anyatha, that we can find our highest destination or gati. So that's been described as the Mangalacharan, the first verse of Chaitanya Bhagavat. And in Adi Leela, chapter 3, verse number 4, which in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadath Kaviraj Goswami extracted that verse from Rupa Goswami's play known as Vidagdha Madhav. So Vidagdha Madhav was one very famous play, Lalit Madhav and Vidagdha Madhav, that Rupa Goswami composed, that gave us the principles of pure devotion of Raj and the different comparisons that were there. So in that, Rupa Goswami mentions, and Krishnadath Kaviraj Goswami repeats in the Chaitanya Charita, Anarpita Charima Chirata Karunaya Avtirno Kalau Samarpayutam Unata Ujwala Rasam Swabhaktim Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Duty Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandara Spurata Va Sachinandana. Meaning, Anarpita Chiramachari, in a long time, nobody has ever offered this. Nobody ever, no personality has ever offered this. Not even Krishna himself has offered this. Karunaya Avtirna, he is known as the avatar for mercy. Karuna, Avtirna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also known as Audharya Avatar. Audharya means most munificent. Like we have the Pranam Mantra of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has got many Pranam Mantras, but Rupa Goswami in particular composed this one Pranam Mantra, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaur Tishay Nama. Namo Mahavad. I offer my obeisances to that personality who is the most munificent, the most. There's nobody as munificent, as charitable as him. So Karuna avtaran karo samarpitam unata ujvala ras. And what is he giving? Now, this is the key part of this verse. He is giving us samarpayitam. Samarpayitam means to give. Like when we offer pushpanjali, we use these words. Pushpanjali samarpayami. We offer the flowers. Samarpan means to offer. So what is Mahaprabhu offering? Samarpayantam unata ujvala ras. This word is extremely important for all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Actually, this is meant for only Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It is beyond any other theistic societies or theistic religions. This is so amazing that there is no comparable. Unata Ujvala Rasa means the rasa or the conjugal love of the gopis of Vrindavan. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is offering. First, externally, by cleansing ourselves, by taking the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That Mahamantra with Cheto Darpanam Arjanam will cleanse our hearts, the mirrors of our minds, and it will completely eradicate Bhava Mahadava Agni Nirvapanam, the miseries of this material world, which are like a forest fire. And when those negativities are finished, what will happen? Bhava Dava Maha Agni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. The moon, which is so cooling, like Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala J Chaya Jagata Jadai. His own counterpart, his own body, expansion of Nityanand Prabhu, of Lord Balram, is like the cooling effect of millions of moons. And when that happens, the forest fire of the miseries that we go through are extinguished. Samsara Davanal Lidaloka Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam Praptyasya Kalyana Gunar Navasya Vande Guroho Shri Charanaravindam. So Lord Nityananda or Lord Balram further uplifts us and brings us to Vraj Prem. Shreya Kairava, just like a lily that blossoms only in the full moon, our hearts will start blossoming. And we will be able to accept the Kripa. The Kripa is always there. It is not that we have to ask for it. This is what we have heard from very, very great personalities. But the thing is that are we able to receive it? Are we good recipients? So what we need to really pray, each one of us, is, please make me a good recipient. You are so merciful, O Mahaprabhu, O Krishna, O Nityanand Prabhu, O Balram, O Radharani, O Vaishnavas. You're always ready. You're there. Your mercy is always there. But I'm not a good recipient. Just like if we want to get something, we may take one bowl and we walk to the prasadam table. The person is very magnanimous. He will fill it up completely to the brim, depending on the size of our bowl. If we bring in a bigger bowl, he will put more. So we need to become good and excellent recipients to get that mercy. So Samarpiyatam Unata Ujvala Rasa is been given to us as described by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Sistashtakam verse 1. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. This is an amazing line which has been described by the Rasik Vaishnavas, that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pleased, Nityanand Prabhu or the Krishna of Vrindavan is pleased with us, he, through Lord Balram or Lord Nityananda, who is the shining full moon, like today we have Gaur Purnima, the full moon. When it shines, it opens our heart and it makes us a good recipient of Vraj Prem. And that is why the next line says, Shreya Kairava Chandrika with a Vidya Vadu Jivanam. The internal meaning of that word, of words Vidya Vadu Jivanam, means then we are imparted by the mercy of Guru Gauranga that knowledge of who we are in the spiritual world. And that word Vadhu means, because we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we are in this line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we will get that Gopi Bhav, that Manjari Bhav. That is Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. In the different categories, we start with Shraddha, some faith, Ado Shraddha in the beginning, Tatha Sadhu Sang. Then we associate with devotees, we come to the temple. After that, the next process is Bhajana Kriya. The Vaishnavas tell us, yes, please follow the four regulatory principles, chant the holy names. And when you're serious, when you're doing this already, take initiation from a bona fide spiritual master in the line of Mahaprabhu. That is Bhajana Kriya. And when we do our Bhajan Kriya properly, the next stage that comes to is Anartha Nivritti. All that is dirty within our hearts is eradicated. And then real bhakti begins in the fifth stage, which is Nishtha. We are fixed in our devotion. Ruchi, there's so much taste, natural taste in the service of Guru and Gauranga. Then the next stage after that is Asakti. We are so attached to Krishna and his devotees and the Seva. Deep attachment. It's like we cannot live without air. Such devotees cannot live without that deep attachment to the service of Mahaprabhu, to the service of Krishna and his associates. And then the next stage comes is the Bhav stage, where it is revealed to us sitting right here as we are practicing our Mahamantra, etc. So Mahamantra is also in the external mood, and then once we graduate further into Raganuga Bhakti, we still take shelter of Mahaprabhu, of Mahamantra. And then it is revealed to us within our hearts who we are in the spiritual world. What is our service? It is known as Ekadash Bhav. There are 11 symptoms. What is my name? What is my tilak? Under which gopi will I be serving? Where is my residence? Etc. And then the final stage is Krishna Prem, which one is completely permeated. And that is the reason why we offer samadhi to great Vaishnavas. We don't burn their transcendental bodies. We don't burn them because they are fully Krishnized and permeated with Krishna Prem. So, Samarpayata Unota Ujjwal Ras, just like we sing in that song. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. In that song, in the end, Krishnadas, Dina Krishnadas says that Jaya Jaya Ujjwala Rasa Sarva Sasa Parakiya Bhave Jaha Vrajeta Prachar. Jaya Jaya Ujjwala Rasa. Same thing. Rup Goswami is speaking. Same thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving. Ujjwala Rasa. Sarva Rasa Sar. It is the summum bonum of all the mellows. Sarva Rasa Sar. So, Unata Ujjwala Rasam, Swa Bhakti Shriyam, and he gave his own bhakti. He came as a devotee to teach us the devotion to Sri Krishna. Arjun was very fortunate that Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to him personally and gave him those instructions. But what about the other jivas? What about all the people in Kali Yuga who also needs that? So Krishna thought in Vrindavan, yes, what I will do is I will come down and teach my own bhakti as Mahaprabhu. So it was his earnest desire. Now, to complete that desire, a wonderful, beautiful pastime happened in Golok. Once upon a time, and this is the reference I will always give it prior in this case, because sometimes people, they come back and ask me, where did you find this? So So this is from Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj's Embankment of Separation, this pastime. Amazing pastime. Krishna has always, especially at midnight, between midnight and about 3:20 a.m., that is called the Ratri Leela, or the night pastimes. That happens in the bowers of Vrindavan, in the groves of Vrindavan, where Krishna has a meeting with Srimati Radharani and her associates. And many a time, when he is supposed to be there at about midnight or a little past midnight, he doesn't show up. He's a no-show. And here Srimati Radharani and her Sakhis, her friends, are very, very nicely have decorated the, the grove or the kunja, and waiting for Krishna, flowers, incense, and so much wonderful, pleasant paraphernalia has been already been prepared. But Krishna is a no-show. They've been waiting hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. And now Srimati Radharani is extremely upset. And when she is upset, she displays a particular component of prema known as man. Man means a sulky mood. And I think we have, all who are married, have experienced that at one time or another, although it is in a perverted form, but we do. When our wife or our spouses, respectives, are upset at us, then they say, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. Get out of here. So that is the mood of man. And that is considered a very, very sublime mood in the categories of different levels of Krishna Prem. So we all generally speak that when we ask a devotee, what's your highest goal? What do you want in life? Or what is your goal? So we all have this common answer, Krishna Prem. But what kind of Krishna Prem? Krishna Prem that has been displayed by Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata is not the same as the Prem that the gopis and Radharani has. The prema of Krishna that the Gopas of Vrindavan or his cowherd friends have is different. These are all different specialties. So the specialty that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us is Unnata Ujjvala Rasa, is Madhuri Rasa, the Gopi Bhava, the Manjari Bhava in Raj. So in this particular pastime especially, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna is late, and he comes in. Prior to that, Radharani says, now if he ever shows up, because he always does that quite often, don't let him in. I don't want to see him. And he was going to talk to you in a very sweet way, and he'll be wanting to see me, but no, don't. And if he kind of tries to impose, make sure you have your sticks ready and beat him up if you need to. So this is Vrajras. Very difficult to understand, but because it is Mahaprabhu's mood, I mentioned this today. So Lalita and Vishakha, they are standing guard to the kunja or to the grower, and they have instructed the rest of the gopis as well. Don't let him in. If you see him, just inform us right away. It is the instructions of our Pran Sakhi, our life and soul, Radharani. So we have to follow it completely. And yes, he is a rascal, Vishakha, who is very, very, what's the word for somebody who's got a very bitter tongue? There's a particular word in English. Sharp tongue, or I think there's another word that is not coming to me in my mind. But you all get the essence. So she is always, Vishakha actually feels that pain so much that she is in that mood that, she actually even uses abusive language to Krishna. And like this. So then Krishna suddenly, he realizes that he's late. And where has he been? He has been to another gopi by the name Chandravali's home at that time, and she had persuaded him, stay back a little longer, please, please, pretty please, stay back, stay back. So Krishna has persuaded to stay back, not realizing that, his next meeting is with Srimati Radharani as usual in the last part of the day or the last 3 hours. It's 24 hours. Each is known as Ashtakaliya Leela. Ashtakal means the 8 different divisions of time, which are approximately 3 hours each. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in one of his wonderful books, Govind Lilamrit, has described the different parts of the day of Krishna and Radharani, how they uh, perform their pastimes in the continuous pastimes in 24 hours. And that's one of the reasons, as a side note, I would like to bring this. Uh, when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. For those who have reached that level of ecstasy, especially our Vaishnava Acharyas, when they chanted, it is nothing but a non-stop remembrance of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, the 24 hours. It's a perpetual cycle. Therefore, when we are students, when we are chanting Mahamantra, we should always practice never to break it. So we have seen in recent times it has become more of an idea or an ideology that uh, we can teach people who come into the temple who have never heard, and we'll break the Mahamantra. Prabhupada never did that. And Prabhupada came to all these fresh slate to the West where they had never even heard the name Krishna. And everybody chanted the whole Mahamantra with all the 16 syllables. And the whole idea of that 16 is that it's a perpetual cycle. Just like we have 24 hours in our life or in our day, we wake up, we do our daily stuff, cleaning, bathing, breakfast, lunch, meeting with our dear friends or family members, going to work, etc. It's a cycle, non-stop cycle. So a non-stop cycle of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and their associates, which we should not break. When we break it, we are actually hurting the flow of their pastimes. So this is something that we need to keep in our minds. This has been explained by our Rasika Acharyas. We should never do that. Never indulge in such, uh, if I may use the word, concoctions when we break the Mahamantra. So it's a different story that when we are teaching somebody and when we are saying, okay, please repeat Hare Krishna, Krishna. But when we are absorbed in Sankirtan, it should be full and complete. And that is the meaning of the word Sankirtan. San means Samyak, Kirtan it is Sankirtan. Samyak means full, complete. What does full mean? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains full means not only the congregational chanting, but full means the complete absorption and chanting and the glorification of Radha Krishna and their associates. That is Sankirtan. That is why the word Hara means Nam Namakari Bahuda, verse number 2 of the Chaitanya Sistakastakam. Bahuda Nija, mine own Sarva Shaktis. So what is that Nija? My own Sarva Shakti means my own personalities or my energies in Vrajdham. Because who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Krishna of Vrindavan, in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Just like I've given this example before. Some of you may have heard this. Just like when we introduce somebody who is coming to our home, this is my wife, my son, my daughter, my brother, my sister, my own. Similarly, when Mahaprabhu speaks this, Nija Sarva Shaktis, that word Nija indicates all Vrajvasis and especially further refined to the gopis of Vrindavan and Srimati Radharani. Nija Sarva Shaktis. There's so much nectar in Mahaprabhu's words. Just the Chaitanya Sistashtakam is non-different from him, and it is a bottomless ocean. So Krishna eventually shows up, and all the gopis say, you can't go now. No. She's very upset. She doesn't want to see you. Please leave. Is this the time to show up? You're 3 hours late. Almost at the end of the Ratri Leela, now the Nishant Leela will begin. The end of the night is beginning. So Krishna is a sweet talker. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got caught up here, there. You know how it is. So please, please, just tell her that I'm here. That's all I want you to do is tell her. No, out. Get out. He's still trying to pursue. Then Lalita and Vishakha, they show up. They says, if you don't leave, you see these sticks in our hands. We have been instructed, So he's like, Krishna is completely devastated. And when he's devastated at that time, he has no choice. This time his sweet talk is not working. There's a nice Vraj bhajan that has been composed by the disciple of Sri Vallabhacharya that says as follows: Kaun ke bhuraye bhor aaye ho bhavan mere, ऊंची दृष्टि क्यों ना करो, कौन ते लजाने हो, जाही को भवन भावे ताही को सिधारो काना, मीठी मीठी बतियन ना करो गिरधारी, कौन ते लजाने हो. It's the same situation. It's one of those times again when he's late, very late. So here Radharani is saying, or rather, actually, the name is not given, but there are indications it's either Radharani or Lalita or Vishakha. Non-different. The mood is the same. He's telling Krishna that it is early morning, almost. The sun is going to rise. Aaye ho bhavana mere, you have come now to my home or to my grove or to the kunja. Kaun te bhurai bhor. Bhurai bhor means early morning, Mangalarti time. Aaye ho bhavana mere, you have come to my home. Unchi drishti kyo na karo? Why aren't you looking at me eye to eye? Why are you looking at the floor, at the ground? Kaun te lajane ho? What have you done that you are so shameful? They know that, but still they are embarrassing him further. Kaun te lajane ho? What have you done so shameful that you cannot look us eye to eye? And then it's a sarcastic or a rhetorical question. They answer it. Jahi ko bhavana bhave tahi ko sidharo kana. Oh, you are there at a certain gopi's place. You like that place. You go back there. Don't come here. You like that place, right? You like her, right? Go there. Don't come here. Out. Meethi meethi batiyana na karo. Please don't sweet talk us, oh Giridhari. Meethi meethi means sweet. Don't talk us into this. No, not today. It's not happening. So, eventually Krishna is so morose, so devastated, he's crying profusely. And then he goes to the bank of the Jamuna. And there he is simply rolling on the ground, crying. His crown has fallen, his peacock feather has fallen, his kamarpatta, his waistband has become loose, and his flute has also fallen. Excuse me. At that time, guess who comes? Vrinda Devi. She arrives and says, Krishna, as if she doesn't know what's going on. What's going on? Why are you feeling so devastated? Why are you crying? What is all this? Oh, Vrinda, please help me. Please help me, Vrinda. Today, Radharani won't see me, and all the gopis have stopped me from meeting her. Only you can help me. So Vrinda Devi, Purnamasi, they're non-different. They actually are the directors of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in Vraj. Non-stop. The Ashtakaliya Leela is because she is the one who is the predominating deity who takes care of who tells, oh, okay, today we will make this happen at Radhakund, or today we will make this rendezvous happen at Ter Kadam. We will make this happen in at Khor Sakri in Barsana. Different. So she decides Just like a movie director decides the location of the different enactments. So she decides, Vrinda Devi. So Vrinda Devi here is asking, what happened? Oh, see, this is what happened to me. They won't even let me see her. They won't even let me justify. They won't even let me talk to her. Please do something, and I know you can. So Vrinda Devi says, okay, well, looks like from what you have described, it's a very, very irreparable situation at the moment. Can't do anything much, but let me see. But are you willing to follow my instructions? He says, yes, anything you say, Vrinda, anything you say. So he says, okay, first of all, you have this beautiful pitambar, meaning the golden dhoti. Are you willing to give that up? The opulent dress that Mother Yashoda has given you, are you willing to give it up? And Krishna says, do I have to do that? Well, do you want to meet Radharani or not? He says, yes, I do. Okay, I'll give it up. Are you going to give up this peacock feather? Peacock feather. I've always been adorning it. Mother Yashoda personally adorns my crown or my head with a peacock feather. Do I have to give that up? Okay, I'll do that very reluctantly. You will have to give up your flute. Will you do that? My flute! How do I do that, Vrinda? Well, I'm telling you, you need to do it. Otherwise, the whole plan will fail. I have a plan in my mind. Okay, I'll do that. And one more thing before I forget. Are you willing to give up all your beautiful curly hair? The beautiful hair that you have. Giving up my hair? Yes, you have to shave. Krishna says, okay, Vrinda, I'll do that. And not only that, now you have to adorn saffron dress like that of a sadhu. And she says, here it is. It's ready. Take it. And I'm going to teach you a song. You will be singing that song, that I am a beggar of prema. I am a beggar of prema. I am a beggar of prema. And go back there by that grove. So Krishna goes there and he starts singing the song. And then the gopis see this sadhu singing a song of prema. And they all gather around him and says, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhuji, do you have some siddhis or perfections where you can tell the future? And he said, of course, I can do that because she was trained by Vrinda Devi. They will ask you these questions and this is how you need to answer. So please come with us. Our life and soul, Radharani, is devastated. And this keeps repeating many times. How can we find a solution to this problem? Like so many of us, when we have problems, we go to a Jyotish palmist or some person who can read the horoscope, right? He says, yeah, okay, I can do it. No problem. Let me see. But for that, I will have to meet her personally. So Lalita and Vishakha go gives the message, hey, we have a very, very nice sadhu outside who can tell us, the solution to some of the problems that you're facing and, there's repetitive problems, Krishna. Shall we bring him in? She says, no, I'm not in the mood to meet anybody. So Lalita and Vishakha, they persuade her, please, but, it doesn't hurt. She says, okay, fine. So the sadhu comes as soon as he comes into the bower, into the grove, into the Nikunja, immediately Radharani puts a veil on her and covers her face. And then Lalita says, okay, Radharani, can you give your left hand so that he can read? So this sadhu says, no. I don't read the palm, I read the lines on the forehead. That's the way I can see stuff. That's my forte. I don't read the palm, but the lines on the forehead. All wonderfully orchestrated by Vrinda Devi, and he is doing a perfect job. He wanted to see Radharani. He already has entered the room. Now he wants to see her lotus face. So Radharani says, I don't show my face to any male except my own family and except Krishna. So, sorry. So then Sadhu says, okay, I'm leaving. It's okay. I'm busy anyways, So he got ready and started leaving. And said, no, please sit down. And Lalita and Vishaka persuade him. And then they persuade Radharani. He is a sannyasi. He's not attracted to, any bodily form. Why are you worried, Radharani? So then she slowly lifts her veil, and lo and behold, who it is, she immediately recognizes Krishna. And there, Krishna and Radharani, now they are in their union. They meet. And everybody is a happy camper. They laugh at what happened. But Vishakha is still extremely upset. And she curses Krishna. And she tells Krishna, you have made my pran sakhi, my life and soul, my best friend, cry so many times. In separation, one day, you will also cry in separation. And she curses. Krishna understands and says, I accept it. And that curses of Vishakha has been explained as the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he appeared, after his first 12 years of sannyas, after that he took sannyas at 24, then 12 years he went preaching the holy names and the different padyatras, delivering many souls. The last 12 years he closed himself up in Jagannath Puri, in a small place like Gambhira. I'm sure most of you all have taken darshan. Just maybe a 10 by 10 room. And with who? He closed himself out completely to most people and stopped all his external activities. And he chanted intensely the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because the Mahamantra, or as the scripture says, Nama Chintamani Sri Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta Abhinnatvam Nam Nanamino. The holy name is Chintamani. Chinta means whatever you think of or you conceive. The holy name can give it to that person, like a kalpa vriksha, like a desire tree. Purna Shuddha, it can completely purify. Nitya Mukta, and it can give us complete liberation. Not the liberation of the Mayavadis, but liberation from the three modes of material nature and liberation from all material activities, which means Vraj Prem, the Prem of the gopis. Abhinnatna namna namino, it's non-different from the name. The holy names of Krishna are non-different from Krishna himself. So he took the name because it is just not his own name, but in the word Hara, Srimati Radharani is present along with all her associates. It's a higher understanding given by Jiva Goswami in the Mahamantra Dipika, and also the commentaries of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and many other exalted acharyas. The word Hara is just not Srimati Radharani. It is a very simple way of explaining, and Prabhupada explained it so nicely. In the internal energy potency. In the beginning, how would everybody understand? Even today, we are not qualified to understand that higher mellows. So we give a very nice explanation, which is satisfying. But the word Hara is not only Srimati Radharani, but it is all the internal potencies, which means all the gopis of Vrindavan, all the manjaris are present in the word Hara. And in the word Hara, all our acharyas are present because Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, Sanatana Goswami is Lavanga Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami is Tulsi Manjari, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is Rasik Manjari, Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami is Guna Manjari, and Srila Jiva Goswami's Vilas Manjari. And like that, somebody had asked Prabhupada, who are you in Krishna Leela? And Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will fade. So we find that there is a very clear, and of course, some of the devotees of Krishna who are who have their unalloyed devotion, they may be present in more than one rasa. So they may be like Lord Balram is present in all five rasas. Arjun is present, meaning Ramanand Rai is present as Arjuna Gopi, is also present as Arjun Sakha, as one of the Pandavas. So we find that certain devotees, they are present in more than one rasa. So yes, Prabhupada has given in his poem, when will the day come when I will be frolicking in the meadows of Vrindavan, as we see in that picture, and I will be frolicking with my Chir Sakha, my eternal friend. So some of them have understood that Prabhupada is perhaps a coward boy, but that is not sufficient. He's just not a coward boy, he's more than that. Because through induction and deduction, we find that he is Namaste Saraswate Devi. He is a disciple of Saraswati Thakur. And Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, is Nayana Manjari. So if somebody is so close to Nayana Manjari, obviously he is also a part of that entourage. So we can very clearly understand this part that Srila Prabhupada is definitely a part of that entourage in the Madhuri Rasa. Anyways, so coming back to this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that curse and he started chanting the Mahamantra. And what was it? He had a desire. What was that desire? That desire was to obtain the mood of Srimati Radharani, the complete mood. And he took shelter of the Mahamantra. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I will end this by this one verse that explains the internal mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrishava Anya Eva Swadhyayena Adbhuta Madhurima Kidrishava Madhya Sokyam Chasya Mada Anubhavataha Kidrisham Veti Lobhat Tad Bhavadhyaya Samajani Sachi Garbhas Sindho Harindo. There were three internal reasons that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains here why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, or why Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First one we already explained is the external reason, giving Mahamantra. And eventually that Mahamantra, those who practice it very sincerely will enter into the Raganuga Bhakti and give us the internal mood. So the external leads to the internal. And here it is said that Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. It is the glories of Radharani that he wanted to propagate. That is the internal reason, number one. Vasugosh, one of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, writes in one bhajan, Yadi gaur na hoito, tabe ki hoito, ke mone dhari tam de, Radhara Mahima, prema rasa sima, jagat janat ke. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not appeared, Yadi gaur na hoito, tabe ki hoito, what would have happened? Kemone dharitam de, how would I have continued living? Radhara Mahima Prema Rasa Sima, the glories of Srimati Radharani and the zenith of Krishna Prem, how would the world have known? So that is the first internal reason. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho na Anaya Swadhya Yena Adbhuta Madhurima. The second reason, Swadhya Jena Adbhuta Madhurima. The qualities in him, meaning Krishna himself, has got so many sweet qualities that she alone relishes so nicely. So I would like to relish it from her own perspective. Krishna said, I would like to relish it from her own perspective. And the third one, Tad Bhavadaya Samajani, he wanted to relish his own sweetness. That is what the happiness that Srimati Radharani feels when she relishes Krishna's sweetness. when she realizes the sweetness of Krishna, I would like to get that same taste. And that is the reason even Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, takes ashray or shelter of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Last 12 years, intense chanting of the Mahamantra. He was so intense that sometimes he would rub his cheeks on the walls of the Gambhir, on the rough stone walls, and it would start bleeding. Rai Ramanand and Sarup Damodar, these two personalities who are none other than Lalita Sakhi and Vishakha, they were present there to guide. When he decided to come down as Mahaprabhu, Radharani says, he's going to go so crazy. He's going to roll on the ground. There will be thorns. There will be pebbles. And he's going to go crazy. He's going to hurt himself. So first of all, what I'm going to do, that I'm going to cover myself around him. I'm going to wrap myself around him. Therefore, the blackest Krishna is Gauranga, because Radharani knows that pain in separation, what it is, what she went through in the separation of Krishna. He's going to go through the same thing because he's bent on getting that mood. And when he eventually gets it, it will be unbearable. So let me protect him by wrapping myself as a shield. And that is why he's Gauranga. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi. The complexion of Srimati Radharani is what Krishna obtained. And you both, you know me very well. You know every mood of mine. You go, both of you go and teach him how to obtain my mood. That is why Lalita and Vishakha was sent by Srimati Radharani as Rai Ramanand and Sarup Damodar. Teach him. Sarup Damodar Goswami used to sing all those wonderful songs of Chandidas, Vidyapati, Jaidev Goswami that were so esoteric in nature, all about Madhurya Rasa in Vrindavan with Srimati Radharani, that kindled the fire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted that, and they were sent to do this service. So these were the three internal reasons to glorify Srimati Radharani's prem, the quality in him that she alone relishes, and the happiness she feels when she tastes the sweetness of Krishna. So it is our good fortune. There's so much to say, but so little time. And devotees have to maybe do seva, take a little breakfast, those who are not completely fasting. By the way, we are fasting until 7, or until moonrise approximately. So we are our most important, our most fortune is that we cannot even thank enough His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada that He has brought us all these wonderful books and pastimes. One quick little note, in his conversation with Rai Ramananda, when he went to South India, Mahaprabhu had asked this question. Mahaprabhu had quite often, sometimes used to catch exalted devotees and he would ask questions. No, the other way around. The Supreme Personality of Godhead himself asking questions just to relish, churn, because devotees like to churn. So he asked this question, Rai, please tell me, what is the highest goal of life? And you have to substantiate with scriptural evidence. So here he had said that Siddhanta or that philosophy, that no concoction. Of course, Rai Ramanand would never do that. He's Vishakha Sakhi. But just as for us, he kind of, mentioned that. So Rai Ramanand says that Varnashram system is what we should all follow. And that is the highest goal. Mahaprabhu says this is external. Iha bahya aage koho. Please tell me more. Then he quotes Bhagavad Gita. Whatever you do, you offer it to me. Yad karosi yad asnasi. That verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even rejects that. That is all even external. Of course, to explain why he rejected it, that would be another class by itself. Then he quotes that verse. Brahmabhuta prasannatmana sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labhate param. One who is on a transcendental platform looks upon everybody equally, is always happy, never hankers after anything. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also rejects that. Iha bahya, this is external. Tell me more. Then he throws that bombshell. The most spoken verse about Bhagavad Gita and the summum bonum of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. Aham tam sarva papevo mokshashyami ma sucha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, this is also external. Iho bahya. So the point that I'm trying to make here is Mahaprabhu has even rejected the most important and key verse of Bhagavad Gita. Can anybody think we can start our question answer session now or a comment session why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected this verse as external? Sarva dharman pari. Anybody, any takers, Prabhuji? Why did he say this is not enough? Iho bahyo. Bahyo means, iho means this. Bahyo means external. Aage kaho. Tell me more. Because, okay, again, I would like to finish this, wrap this up. Because in the last 3 words of the Bhagavad Gita, of that verse, he says, last 2 words, ma sucha, do not fear. Ma sucha means, oh Arjun, I will take care of your karmic reactions or your sinful reactions. Do not fear. Right? That's the translation, and it's the perfect translation. So our Acharya's comment, why Mahaprabhu rejected that, it is based on these 2 words, ma sucha, do not fear. Because Arjun, after even hearing the whole Bhagavad Gita, Krishna had to assure him, do not fear. Act, as I'm saying. Because there was some reservation still that Krishna could feel. So therefore he had to reiterate, after speaking the whole Bhagavad Gita, and even after Arjun admitting that yes, nashtamo smriti labda tat prasadat maya chutagata sandeha stito asmi karishya vachanam tava. Yes, I have understood what you have said. Now I will do exactly as you say. By your mercy, I have realized it. But in spite of that, there was a slight reservation, which then Krishna had to assure him, do not fear, I will take care of your sinful reactions. But to the gopis of Vrindavan, he doesn't have to give that guarantee by saying, do not fear. Even though when they gave up everything, like Sarva Dharman Parityaja, please give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. Their surrender was completely without any unconditional. So there is no question of him giving them assurances, do not fear. So he was trying to lead Rai Ramananda. Later on further, he speaks about the Dasya Ras, and he says, okay, he nods his head, but tell me more. He was not happy there too. Then he speaks about, when he starts speaking about Vatsalya Rasa, Sakya Rasa, he is happy. Fraternity and the rasa of parent, then Mahaprabhu smiles a little bit. And then when Rai Raman speaks about Madhurya Rasa, Mahaprabhu is full smiles. He says, yes, that should be the highest goal. And that should be the highest goal of our Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It's an instruction to us that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coerced Rai Ramananda into leading him there. And then finally, he starts speaking about Srimati Radharani and her highest form of prema, and Mahaprabhu shuts his mouth. That's great. That's amazing. Thank you so much. So that is what Mahaprabhu is. We don't realize in our day-to-day life the value of what Mahaprabhu has given. Yes, he is merciful. Yes, we are sinful. But that's not what he came to give. That is something in his nature that he has already given. But what he has come to give is this Vraj Bhav in the Madhurya Rasa, in the service of Srimati Radharani in particular, as Radha Dasya. That is Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vidya Vadu Jivanam. when we get the knowledge of Gopi Bhav. Who am I? What's my service to Sri? Direct service to Srimati Radharani. That is Vidyavadu Jivanam. And Chaitanya says, how amazing this Chaitanya Sistastakam. We can, actually, by the mercy of Guru Gauranga, we had done about 22 lectures on this, a series of them, each 2.5 hours each. And I would say personally, with my limitations, I may have not even scratched the surface. It's so deep. So, what I'm trying to drive home finally is our good fortune. Our very good fortune. Our unfathomable fortune. Because we are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Followers of Rupa Goswami, Rupanugas. That is our glory, our gift. Reviving our Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada always talked about reviving our constitutional position. So that constitutional position has different meanings. That I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. Okay, great. But what is that reviving our constitutional position when that instructions comes from the Rasik angle, from the highest? Is our constitutional position is Manjari Bhav, Gopi Bhav in Madhurya Rasa. That is our constitutional position that we need to obtain. So thank you all very much. I think this afternoon we are going to have a wonderful treat by His Holiness Varshana Swami. More about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I tried my best to speak as much as I could based on my limitations. If there's any comments or questions, I know most of them have yes, Prabhuji. Can you give him the microphone, please? Yes.
Being followers of Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada, does that mean like all of Prabhupada's disciples basically are all in the Gopi Bhav?
That's a very nice question. And I'll be very honest. Unless and until we enter Radhanuga Bhakti, and this is Guru Sadhu and Shastra, Acharya Sadhu and Shastra, let's put it that way, we cannot get that bhav. We cannot even enter the domain of Golok Vrindavan. No. And to that I have to give you two references from Bhagavad Gita that are very interesting and they are rasic in nature. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given wonderful explanations. Prabhupada has also taken so many meanings of the Bhagavad Gita verses Srimad Bhagavatam from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Sridhar Swami. And in here, this verse, what is that verse? Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanvan Mam Prapadyate Vasudev Sarvamiti Samatma Sudurla. So who is speaking that verse? It's Vasudev Krishna, not the Krishna of Vrindavan. That's number one. They are separate, two different entities. Vasudeva Krishna was born to Devaki and Vasudev, and Krishna and Vrindavan was born to Yashoda. So right now I don't have time to give you further details on it. Otherwise the class will extend into more time. But Shastras have given that. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam there is a particular word, Nanda Atmaja, in the 10th canto, and during the appearance of Krishna. So there it is very clear that she gave birth to two twins, Yogamaya and Krishna. And Yogamaya, Vasudeva could not see Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, but he saw Yogamaya, the baby girl. He swapped that with Vasudeva Vasudeva Krishna. And then later on, when Akrur came and took at the invitation of Kansa to take them to the wrestling match, Krishna Balaram, he came on a chariot. when he stopped on the border of Vrindavan, he bowed down to offer obeisances to Vrindavan. At that time, was Vasudeva Krishna, who had merged at birth time, upon coming to Gokul, he separates himself. And Nandan Krishna, or the son of Yashoda, stays in Vrindavan in the form of Bhav. In every atom, in every dust particle, in the hearts of everyone, giving them acute separation. The pangs of separation led to an acute love that is incomparable to anyone else. So that's one point here. And the rest is history. So that Vasudeva Krishna is saying that after many, many births, somebody comes and surrenders to me that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And such a great soul is very rare. Why I bring this up is because our wonderful, glorious movement is making so many Mahatmas, so many great souls as certified by Vasudeva Krishna. Because those who believe that Krishna, Vasudeva, Sarvamiti, he says, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samatma Sudurlabh. Please try to understand this very important point. Vasudeva, so I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So that means everybody who knows me in my Vasudeva personality knows me with my full opulences. So Vasudeva is not in Vrindavan, number one. Okay. So, right from day one, mostly, anybody comes or any guest comes, we tell them, like Banwar Prabhu when he's performing his wonderful services in the palace, and we have so many guests, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We always try to imbibe that in everyone, what we have got. And if they accept it, Vasudeva Krishna gives them the certification of their Mahatmas, great souls. Because in this world, so many people don't accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They consider different demigods, etc., all equal. They're all the same. There are atheists who don't even accept any kind of authority. So, those who accept me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, certainly they are great souls. That's the Samam Bonam. Now, there's another verse which will give you the answer that you are seeking, hopefully. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, same Vasudeva Krishna, Manushanam Sahasasu Kasya Yatati Siddhe. Out of those millions and millions of souls, one attains that perfection. Now, what is that perfection? Now, just like the word good, Sri Prabhupada, I remember, I had heard this and also read it, when he mentioned that there are so many religious institutions or philanthropic works that so many people are doing, and then they talk about God and so many other faiths, they speak about God is great. So Prabhupada used to say they don't know how great he is. Because that word great has a different connotation depending on the consciousness of that person. So what is the word Siddhi? To those who are in yoga, their Siddhi would be, awaking their chakras and then finally breaking open and freeing their cells with the chakra erupting, and then they would enter into the higher planets. For them, that's Siddhi. But here the Siddhi, Vasudeva Krishna, who has been a witness in Vrindavan, while he up to almost 11 and a half years before he separated himself from Krishna in Vrindavan, before he went to Mathura, he witnessed all the sweet pastimes of Krishna. He witnessed all the sweet rasas of Krishna, whether it is Sakhya, whether it is Vatsalya, or whether it is Madhurya. So him, when he says the word Siddhi, according to Vaishnava Acharyas, the word Kaschidyata Siddhe means those who have not gotten Raj Prem, that is which is the highest Siddhi. Only one or two will attain that Siddhi. So another point to complement what I am saying here or present is, Sri Prabhupada is such an expert that whatever he says is Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, Chittite Koriya Aikya or Na Koriya Mone Asha. We sing that every day. Whatever he speaks is Veda Vakya. Whatever he speaks is Shastra. So Prabhupada has mentioned this 3 or 4 words Three words, right? If you chant minimum 16 good rounds, follow the four regulative principles, you will go home back to Godhead. But if we analyze back to Godhead is a very huge realm. So many Vaikuntha planets, so many innumerous um, planets in Vaikuntha. Then there is Ayodhya, there is Dwarka, there is Mathura. All these are transcendental different planets. The planet of Lord Nrsingadev, all the different avatars, they have their own planets. So, if one still has that knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then one will end up in any part of Vaikuntha. But when one comes on the Raganuga platform after Vaidhi Bhakti, and only those who have performed their Vaidhi Bhakti perfectly, as per the orders of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, will enter Raganuga Bhakti. And in Raganuga Bhakti, we are made to forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Vraj, one second, I'm almost wrapping this part of the question. So, when we have been practicing Krishna consciousness in such a way where we have not arrived that attachment to Vraj or the Vrajvasis, like Rabindranath Das Goswami says in Manasiksha, we cannot attain that realm. It's not possible, whether it is you, me, or anybody. And those who are real Vrajvasis, when we are Raganuga Bhakti, that's what Prabhupada is waiting for. That when he can impart us that Raganuga Bhakti, once we perform our Sadhana Bhakti nicely, so that the topmost Vrajvasi like Srila Prabhupada for us will impart that Vraj Bhakti to us and take us home back to Godhead, to Vrindavan. So far, does this make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. But Prabhu, I was just curious also, isn't it already fixed up, like who you are, who I am? Isn't it already like locked in reality, who I actually am? So,
Yes, from a certain perspective, there is known as two bhavas, that is Sthai bhav, is known as the permanent bhav, and then there is another bhav known as, I forget the name of it in Sanskrit, uh, which is changing based on our realizations.
eventually, don't we get to our original position?
We do, but our original position is in Vaikunt as one of the servitors of the Godheads, a particular Godhead, not necessarily Krishna. Not all of us are qualified, if we don't qualify ourselves, to enter Vraj and enter into the service of Radha Krishna.
But at the same time, Prabhu, if you were originally in a certain position with Krishna, eventually all of us will get to that position, whether it's today or tomorrow. It's not a matter of really qualification. You're already locked into your form or your position with Krishna.
Okay, that's a good point. And for that I would have to refer Gop Kumar. Have you heard the story of Gop Kumar? Yes. So Gop Kumar had different aspirations, and his bhavas were continuously graduating to further levels. Right from he got the chance to go to the heavenly planets, where he was guided at one point that there is so much peace in heaven and so many wonderful things in heaven. But then he was not complete. There was something in him that he was not satisfied. And then he went to the different Vaikuntha planets, meeting different personalities of Godhead. There also he was not satisfied. Although he had reached there. So one can say that he had reached the Sthai Bhav, but no. That Sthai Bhav was finally when that because the mercy of the Guru, that he had taken mantra from, the Gopal mantra, that took him to Golok Vrindavan. And then Krishna is waiting for him and saying that I was been waiting, where have you been? And he embraces him. Gop Kumar, I think we have a picture somewhere of Gop Kumar being embraced by Krishna. So this is a very complex understanding, even the question that once upon a time we were in Vaikuntha and how did we fall down? Actually, Prabhupada has mentioned a few things. Sometimes they may sound very controversial in nature, but our fall down is from the stomach of Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu is in the spiritual realm. So that's where and those who come down from the spiritual sky, they are known as Nitya Siddhas, eternally liberated. And for us, we are Nitya Baddhas. We fell down from the holding place or the holding cell. When the devastation takes place of the universes, then it's not that we get liberated. Based on our karma, we still have to come back and continue with that transmigration, either punishment or enjoyment in the heavenly planets. And then once the different worlds are made, the creation is made, we are injected back. But the holding cell is the stomach of Mahavishnu. There's a description in Rama Samhita how he injects the souls along with time just by his glance. So our fall down, yes, that's where our fall down is from. We were never in Golok. It is very clear. Our acharyas have explained that. Only those who are the pure associates of Krishna, of course, they are in Golok. What that is why we have in Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, uh, Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. He came down from the spiritual world because he is so dear for a particular seva, which is preaching, taking souls, giving them, yes.
You're the first person that I've ever heard say that we were not in the book. I'm just saying, I don't know,
Yeah.
Shastra back that up. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, we were never in Golok. This impurity would never occur there. We would never be envious.
I'm just saying, I never heard that.
No, that's okay.
Listen, I don't want to take the whole time. I just have another quick question. Hopefully it can be a short answer. You say Krishna only appears one day of Rama.
Yes.
So the other Kali was,
Bad luck?
and you know what form?
No, I don't know about that. I have no knowledge on that. But hard luck, we can say, but as they say, tough luck for those who are not there. They have to wait another. Hopefully, they get a human birth, and hopefully, in the next golden Kali, they will get benefit of Mahaprabhu's mercy.
Because in every youth, is there an appearance of a certain form of Krishna?
Yeah. There are many forms that appear. I mean, the Shastras do describe, but I don't know. And I don't think Prabhupada has described much because it is kind of not relevant to what we are all about. Make sense? Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's a tough question. And I think I'm on the hot seat when somebody asks me that. But based on what I have studied, what I have heard and read, Bhaktivinoda Thakurji has clearly mentioned that. We were never in Golok. Hare Krishna. So the solace or the hope is that yes, we can get there. Simply follow as it is, and we can enter into the different gradations of bhakti and enter Golok Vrindavan in the service of Srimati Radharani. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Nice question. I hope I don't get into trouble and create some controversy. Hare Krishna. Same question? Wow, deja vu. Same question. That must be like Paramatma saying that, okay, Satchitananda Das, you can't escape. If it was not going to be from there, it was going to come from here. Haribol.
I just wanted to add one more point in the discussion that
Yes, please, because I think online, yeah.
So one more point was Prabhuji was asking what avatar will come in another Kali, other Kali person. And for that, Srimad Vasana Swami, same question was asked, and Maharaj was saying that when something is a very big thing happens in the world,
Something what?
something very big thing happens,
Big.
pandemic, that comes in the first front page of all the newspapers like that.
Correct.
So like that, Mahaprabhu's appearance and these things, what are these all things that covers both scripture, there is no other place, or it's not like explained, that's what Maharaj said.
Very nice. I mean, amazing. I think I'll take that explanation when the opportunity arises again. Very nice. Yeah. So that makes the front page news. Mahaprabhu, Krishna, when they arrive and their activities and their pastimes, because that's what we are concerned. That's it. Haripol.
Hare Krishna. So I have one more lighter question.
Okay, we'll find out.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's manifesting or experiencing the mood of Radharani, right? And you were sharing the story of which we hear a lot, Radharani's man is very special. And so I'm wondering if you can maybe share a little bit about how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu feels, experiences, and expresses this particular mood of Radharani, her mom.
So yeah. So when he obtained that mood, it's the see man creates the highest separation. So there are different degrees of separation. So as an example, to make it to simplify it, supposing if there is a child staying with the parents and going to school in the morning and coming back, still there is some separation when the child is out for the few hours uh, that the mother may feel, or the father or the grandfather or grandmother may feel. Now there's another higher level of separation when now the kid is ready to go to college. Now he's not going to be seen every evening, maybe at Christmas or Thanksgiving or spring break. So that will create a more deeper separation, right? So similarly, when there is no hope that I will ever see Krishna again, just like, if I may use that, supposing if somebody passes away and we feel that separation so much that there is no hope that we'll see that person ever again. That is the highest level of separation. So Mahaprabhu felt that in the Gambhira. When he, that man of Radharani, effect of the highest level of separation was felt by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Gambhira, the last 12 years especially. And that's what converted to the Chaitanya Sistastakam. That's why Radharani is actually speaking through Mahaprabhu. The last verse of Chaitanya Sistastakam, Ashlishabadaratam pinashtamam adarshanam marmahatam karotua yatha tatha va vidata lambato mat pranadana seva parama. You can treat me as you like, whether you embrace me or you kick me. You are my life and soul forever. And you are the transcendental autocrat. You do as you please. So that bhav, what Mahaprabhu obtained, is what Srimati Radharani's bhav at that time. So the intense longing separation was the effect of man. Without that, without man, that high level of separation or the intense separation of that higher degree would not be possible. And we all see that sometimes, when there are two couples, even they are fighting or they are having an argument. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. And then, okay, leave me alone. So if that other person walks out, then that longing intensity is, why is he not talking to me? Why isn't he apologizing? Why isn't he coming here? Why I'm so upset and he's not trying to pacify me? So these are all symptoms of love, but of course they are perverted in the material world. But for Radharani, it's completely transcendental. For Krishna, it's transcendental. Because when Radharani goes into that man, Krishna is just waiting for that moment. Because he relishes that the most, because it brings about the highest ecstasy in both. And the other gopis who actually keep Krishna away, just as a side note, from Srimati Radharani, it is the instructions and the orchestration of Vrinda Devi. so that it builds up a crescendo in Radharani's heart. It's called Utkantha. Utkantha means the more and more longing and longing desire. Although Radharani says, no, I don't want to see him, but inside her, 1,000 times she wants to see her. To see him, I mean. So that is Utkantha of that highest level, is a product of a high level of man. And then because of that anger, because of all those things that are built up, that they create a longing and intensity. And then finally, when the union happens, when they meet, it's even more sweeter. It's more and more sweeter. And because anybody who's tasted something sweet wants something that is more sweeter, just like a drug addict. We are all addicts, if in the proper sense. That addiction it should be for Krishna Prem, for Radharani's service, to feel that. And one more very important point, that amongst the gopis, the younger gopis known as the Manjaris, they exactly feel all the sentiments of Srimati Radharani. That's why our acharyas, they know exactly what she will think. Sometimes, when there are two persons, and if there is a certain, we say it in words, oh, I understand how you feel, but not really. It's not possible on a material platform to understand exactly what the other person feels. Only on a transcendental platform, we can understand. We can have a little abhas or a shadow, but not the real thing. So that separation leads to higher and higher ecstasy, and those separations are of different gradations that lead to different gradations of sweetness in union. So it is these Manjaris who even feel more than the Astasakhis, the bhav of Srimati Radharani. What we have heard and heard, they feel exactly like Srimati Radharani. So supposing if somebody, let's say we are walking and a thorn pricks us, and somebody who really loves us so much feels exactly the same pain. That is just something for us to imagine. It's like that. And that is why they are so, so, so important and intimate. And therefore, even Krishna falls at their feet sometimes. Please go tell Radharani, I'm here, please, I plead to you. No, we can't go. Lalita has said no, Vishaka has said no. Please, please. And then one of them sneaks out and says, he's there, waiting for you, and he's crying, he's sweating. Please let him in. Because the Manjaris are always eager for the union of Radha and Krishna. And they're always eager in serving Radharani in separation. Two very important differences between the gopis and the Manjaris. So Mahaprabhu came to give us that Manjari Bhav. And therefore he is Namo Mahavadanyaya, just not giving us in charity spirituality per se, but he is giving us the highest of the highest of the highest. Therefore he is the most munificent. I hope you were satisfied. I tried my best. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki. Did you have a question or comment? Okay. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki. Gaur Premanande.